Welcome fight fans, it is MMA Ego back with another video. The topic of today's video is the lightweight division and Michael Chandler's recent win over Tony Ferguson and the results of Charles Olivera versus Justin Gaethje. Now, let's just get into it. I want to say I was extremely impressed with Charles Olivera and his submission of Justin Gaethje. I think it was well deserved after all the drama we saw at the weigh-ins with Charles missing the 155 mark by 0.5 of a pound, which is half a pound, 8 ounces, and being stripped of his lightweight title. Justin Gaethje following up on Instagram, posting a clip that said, "That poor bastard, I'm already up to 165 and he's still trying to make weight. I hope the bastard can cut weight," or something like that. Don't quote me on it. And then before that, he was calling Charles a quitter, saying once a quitter, always a quitter, which is funny seeing how he tapped in his submission loss to Khabib Nurmagomedov, but that's neither here nor there. Following to the fight, Charles Olivera put on a clinic on Justin Gaethje. Although he did get dropped by Gaethje for a minute, he just got back up and just continued to do his thing. It was weird seeing Gaethje unable to capitalize on that. But like I said before, and you guys have probably seen me, whether it's on Instagram or just in comment sections in general, I do not think Justin Gaethje is an elite fighter. I think his style is very problematic for other people, depending on the mentality that you have and depending on your style. However, I feel like for the most elite at 155 and possibly 170, he is just another day in the park. But an analysis of Justin Gaethje probably deserves its own video, so I will give you guys one in due time. However, back to the fight, I was very impressed with Charles Olivera, and like he says and has been saying, the champion has a name, and his name is Charles Olivera. The champion has a name, and his name is Charles the Bronx Olivera. Put some respect on that man's name, and I cannot wait to see who he's going to go up against in the future to get his belt back, because as far as I'm concerned, that was another title defense, and he's already arguably the lightweight GOAT. Like, Khabib's 4 best wins, I think Olivera's had 3 of them in under a year. Olivera's beaten Chandler, Olivera's beaten Dustin Poirier, and he's beaten Justin Gaethje. You know what I'm saying? So all he's missing is that Conor McGregor, and with that Michael Chandler win, aging like fine wine, you could argue that it's better because, Chandler hasn't been on a 2-year layoff. But like I said before, that's neither here nor there. Olivera's a man. Olivera's been doing what it do, and you can't help but be impressed by it. Like, Olivera's striking is on point. You can say whatever you want, but his chin, his ability to take a hit, sure, he may fall down, yes, but he can take it, like he said in his post-fight walk-off. He can take it and he'll keep coming. He's a champion for a reason. And I just love that fight. And I've become a huge fan of Charles in this past year. And I've gone from not really knowing too much about him and who he was. Yeah, I knew he was on a streak and everything, but I wasn't too much of a fan. And just, and UFC Embedded has also done a great job with this, and just showing like how he's come and just showing his character more so. And I will be the first one to say I've been a little ignorant when it comes to, fighters who don't speak English primarily as a first language, because like, oh, I can't understand them, then whatever. But, putting the ignorance aside, I've become a huge fan of Charles, where he's come from, and, just where he's gotten to. He's gotten to the peak of the sport. So can't help but be a fan, can't help but, love him and what he's doing, especially seeing how people in Brazil revere him and everything like that. Love that. But going back to, going down the card, Michael Chandler, Tony Ferguson, my fucking God. Michael Chandler slept Tony Ferguson, and I think one of the most unpredictable moves that, we could have ever expected from someone like Michael Chandler. I expected Michael Chandler to take out Tony within 2 to 3 rounds. Granted, I was correct in that, in that prediction as it happened in the second round, but I would not think that a front kick clean to the chin would have been the blow to take it out. I was thinking maybe like a counter overhand, or I was thinking like a rush and a jab with like, just put it in fight terms, I was thinking like a 1-1, a 1-1-3, or a 1-1-2. Just that big power overhand just coming through after, Michael penetrated with a double jab. That's really how I saw it going. I saw Tony Ferguson was really good in that first round, and I knew he looked good in the round 1, but I just figured, he put so much in round 1, Michael Chandler would get his timing, he'd get his space, because one thing Michael Chandler does, sure, people can say his striking is one-dimensional, but he finds that button. He's like, Teddy Atlas has said it best in saying that Michael Chandler's style is sort of like a heat-seeking missile style. Like, it's coming, where it's going to come. but at the end of the day, it still finds its mark. So seeing that was just really impressive. And Michael Chandler, you know, the quote-unquote Bellator boy, the quote-unquote guy with the Dana White privilege, he's doing what it do. And you could arguably say, oh, Tony's washed, whatever, whoop-de-woo. Well, so, and this is what I was going to go into with the whole video, but the lightweight gauntlet. With Justin Gaethje losing, I see Michael Chandler calling out Conor McGregor. I don't see Conor returning to like October or November, to be honest, because not only does he have to fully heal, he has to get back in fight shape, and then he has to recut that weight to the point where he can make a 155 safe weight cut. So I really don't see Conor McGregor returning for the rest of 2022, to be honest. So with that being said, how I would picture, and how if I was Dana White and Sean Shelby, how I would stack up the lightweight division is I would do Justin Gaethje versus Michael Chandler 2. I would do, actually, no, I wouldn't do that. What I would do Michael Chandler versus Islam Makhachev. I would do a Dariush versus Justin Gaethje. And I would let Charles Olivera go against, that's interesting. Okay, actually, reset that. I would do Charles Olivera versus Islam Makhachev. I would do Chandler versus Dariush. And I would do Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje. And then you could throw Conor McGregor in against the winner of any of them, just because Conor McGregor, he can really do what he wants. You he's like X Factor, so you can really put him in anywhere. So that puts off Conor to like 2023 for the most part. You could do Justin Gaethje versus Dustin Poirier 2 for like September, October. Makhachev said he wanted to fight Charles in October, so you could put that on the same card. And Michael Chandler's been really active, so he probably wants some downtime, as I think he just had a new son too, or adopted a new son too. So yeah, shit, that would be a dope-ass card, like October, like a Halloween type card. It headlined Makhachev, Olivera, you know, co-main Chandler and Dariush, with another five rounder and Poirier and Gaethje, like a mega card. That would be dope, and that's really how I see it. And yeah, these are my afterthoughts of this last UFC event with Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler showing out. And one thing to note too is that I think it's interesting how Conor McGregor is starting to warm towards the idea of Michael Chandler fight, where originally, you know, he had put him off, he didn't really, you know, acknowledge him. And now he's starting to notice, like, you know, he's a real deal. You know, he's a moneymaker. And props to Michael Chandler. I've been a fan of Michael Chandler since before I was even a fan of the UFC. Because as you guys know, on Xfinity, I used to watch Bellator before I even got into the UFC. So, yeah, I've been a fan of him since his days with Ben Henderson. So, yeah, it's nice to see that Michael's finally getting the love that he deserves and the respect that he deserves. And once again, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Once again, like the video and subscribe to the channel for more MMA content. And I'll catch y'all at the next one. Peace.